Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And firstly, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you have a great day, a fantastic year ahead, and I hope you go out tonight and pull a perfect 10 at midnight. All right. In fact, hit the subscribe button for good luck. Anyone that hits the subscribe button is going to go out and pull a perfect 10 at midnight tonight. I've got your back. Right, so in this video today, we're going to be doing a quick analysis on ICP. Going to be giving you technical analysis as of today. Going to be giving you some targets to the upside if things keep going north, and I'll also give you some targets to the downside in case you need to fill your bags. At the end of it, I'll give you an invalidation for your trade and what actions you should be taking right now. So all that and more in this video, and let's dive in. So we're going to start briefly here on Bitcoin, guys, just maybe 1 or 2 minutes just to give you a quick overview of what we've got here. I'm not going to go over the weekly too much today. We're in a bull market. We're above our EMA bands on the weekly time frame. Things are still looking bullish and nothing much has really changed here. You do have that warning signal here of the bearish divergence that has formed on the weekly. But again, as I said, this could take many weeks or months to play out. So for the moment, we remain in a bull market. On the higher time frames on the weekly, things are looking okay. Now, if we dive into the daily, this is where a couple of problems begin to show up on Bitcoin. So we recently got quite a negative signal on Bitcoin that I showed you yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, was that Bitcoin had fallen below, closed below the 50-day SMA, which is the green line here. It closed below that and has now rejected from that. So I made a video a couple of days ago saying that I sold a lot of my crypto when we seen this close below the EMA band. And the reason for that, guys, is because, see, whenever you see a daily candle close below the green line here, generally more downside follows, usually 1 to 2 weeks of downside at the very least. So you can see a couple of examples here in the past that has happened. This is in this cycle too. So just stick that on your chart. It's the 50-day SMA, guys, and take a look at it yourself. It is really good for keeping you out of these drawbacks. Because we don't really know how long this is going to last yet. Is it going to be 1 week, 2 weeks, a month? We just don't know. But for the moment, while Bitcoin remains below this green line here, the 50-day SMA, downside is the more probable outcome for at least a week or 2 weeks. Now, that doesn't mean we can't see short-term bounces in the near term, which I think is quite possible, because if we look on the 4-hour time frame, we are currently at support here on the 4-hour, and we also have a bullish divergence forming here on the 4-hour. In fact, that is now confirmed. So where you see, you can see the RSI here is making higher highs, but the price is making lower lows. So the RSI is making higher lows, but the price is making lower lows. So that's a bullish divergence. It's not very strong, but typically what you would expect from a divergence like this is maybe the price to sort of start moving sideways for a couple of days, or maybe even a slight move to the upside, potentially targeting that 96 to 97 region. But all in all, I personally think this level is not going to hold on Bitcoin. I think we're looking more likely to see a pullback to approximately the levels I'm targeting is at least 85k. I do think Bitcoin is going to make its way here, but that's minor support. I actually do believe we're going to come down to this 80 to 75k region at some point. I don't know whether it's going to be this correction or the next one, but I think we have a date with destiny here, guys, and that we are going to eventually come to this level. And at this level, this sort of 75 to 80k, I will be buying that up, guys. I think this level is going to be the one that actually holds. But having said that, the price could eventually turn around 85k as well. We're just going to have to see how that actually plays out in the moment. So just to summarize then on Bitcoin, long-term bullish, we're in a bull market. That's all looking good. In the immediate short term, downside is the more probable outcome. And that would be invalidated if we can see a confirmed break above 99k. The reason for that, guys, there's 2 reasons. The first one is that you've got this short-term resistance right here that's holding us down. The second one is that our 4-hour 200-day SMA, which is the grey line here, that acts as resistance right now. So until we break above that, generally when the 4-hour is above the 200 SMA, we're in bullish territory. Right now we're below it, guys, so that's keeping the price sort of repressed until we break back above here. Additionally, if we go on to the daily time frame and we slap on the 50 SMA, it's falling around that level as well, approximately 96 to 100k. So really, we're looking for that break above sort of 96 to 100k. That will flip us bullish again, and I'll be re-entering all my bags. I like to buy into momentum, guys. I like to buy when the prices are increasing. Once they've turned around, I don't like to get caught up in these nasty corrections on cryptocurrencies. Okay, so there you have it. So things will become bullish again when you see the price breaking above this sort of 99, 100k region. But in the immediate short term, I am expecting either some choppy sideways price action or a continued move down to sort of 85 to 80k. Okay, so let's just jump on the ICP now. Okay, so I've been talking to you a lot about the higher time frames in the last couple of days, so I'm not going to go too much into too much depth on it. ICP remains reasonably bullish. We are in a bull market. We're above our EMA band here on the weekly time frame. Our RSI is continuing this breakout from this downsloping trend line. We're now retesting the midline. So all of that is looking good. I do expect in this cycle, at the cycle high, ICP will have a valuation of $150 to $250, which would be absolutely fantastic to see. But obviously in the meantime, we'll have a lot of work to actually get there. But on the weekly time frame, things are looking quite good. There's only one warning sign, which is that we closed last week's candle quite negatively, guys. I'm not going to lie. See, when you've got a candle like this and you've got that long wick to the upside, that signified strong selling pressure to me. It's not really a good signal to see these wicks to the upside. In the history, when you see that, it's generally not good. When you see a long wick to the upside, continues to the downside. Long wick to the upside meant more downside was in store. So yeah, we have just seen that, guys, and that has just printed. So downside on the weekly time frame at least could be in store for us in the next sort of days and weeks. But it is one signal among many. The truth is that we're above our EMA band here and our RSI is above our midline, which is bullish. So if we go down to the daily time frame then, and let's see what we've got here. So ICP on the daily time frame remains in this downtrend on the daily time frame. Now remember, you can have short-term downtrends within larger bullish trends, and that's what we're actually seeing here right now. We've got lower highs and lower lows being held down by both this trend line and our EMA band here, both acting as resistance. Our RSI continues to drop to the downside. We're below our 50 level. So on the daily time frame, there's no reason to really think that this is going to stop right now. I do think that downside is the more probable outcome for ICP while we remain below this trend line and while we remain below our 2-day EMA band. The 2-day EMA band is really helpful, guys, for these altcoins. It's my favorite indicator for the altcoins. So basically, one of my rules of investing, rule number one, altcoin must be above the EMA band, because when you're above it, you generally trend more to the upside. When you're below it, you generally trend more to the downside. So that sort of keeps me safe. And right now, ICP is below it. So therefore, I think downside in the near term, the next few days, weeks, is more likely until we see a break back above. As I've told you already, guys, my invalidation for the downside is $12. If we see a break above $12, I'm back in full bag in ICP, full position. It'll be about 10% of my overall portfolio. But again, I'm a momentum trader. So it depends on what kind of investor you are. And that really dictates your actions as well, what you're actually, where you're going to be buying and what you're going to be doing. Because for me, because I'm a momentum trader, I like to buy the breakouts when ICP breaks above its EMA band or breaks above resistance. I want to buy into that momentum. But for someone else, you might be more of a long-term dollar cost average investor, and in which case putting small amounts, 1, 2, 3% of your overall portfolio in at these levels isn't such a bad idea. But you have to bear in mind the downside could continue to the downside, so you have to be prepared not to put too much at risk. Because if we lose the level we've been sort of hanging around for the last couple of days, this sort of $9.70 level, you'll be coming straight down to $8.80. And if you lose that, then guys, that would be quite negative. And in fact, I would expect a move right down to $6.74. But if it does come down there, that would be a huge buying opportunity. I would definitely be looking at filling my bags down here. But for the moment, that's not in play. For the moment, on the weekly time frame, we're holding above our EMA band, and things are looking good here. But if we were to see a flash crash on Bitcoin or anything, I would definitely have some buy orders sort of set around basically from anywhere from $8.50 to sort of $6.70. So I hope you got some value from that video today. Just to summarize then, Bitcoin and ICP looking bullish in the long term, still in the bull market, everything is all good. In the immediate short term, I think Bitcoin is likely to correct more, which will bring ICP down with it, potentially to that 85,000 to 75,000 level. Okay, but after that then, guys, I do expect a continuation of the bullish trend. I think this is sort of a flush out, getting rid of the weak hands, which does happen. It's totally normal in bull markets. So I'm going to leave this video here, and please do consider hitting that subscribe button if I've helped you out here. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.